It's time for To the Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Hello, and welcome to the Max Sports. Y'all know what time it is. To the Max Sports.
Time.
Yep, and I'm here with brother Bob. Max can't be with us today. He's in Dallas. I think he may be attending one of the games. I don't know. We'll get some more intel as time goes by. But we brought in your cousin. This is Bob's cousin.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fans who's going to be rooting for a Super Bowl winner this year.
Apparently, he's a huge San Francisco fan also.
Yep.
So that's cool. So, a lot of things went down this week we can talk about. We lost another great one, the great Franco Harris.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are me and Bob's age, you know, he was a iconic running back in the 70s, best known for the Immaculate Reception.
Yep, which he actually has said should not have been allowed.
He has said that. And I got a take on this also. If you watch that replay, it's one of those 1 in a million. You could draw the play up a million times and something that freakish wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently the play was designed for another receiver called a circle option 66. Brad tried to check off. He passed it to Frenchie Fugua. And Tatum, we'll talk about this, Tatum leveled a hit on the guy. I can never see because the play goes so quick if it hit Tatum's helmet or Frenchie Fugua's helmet. But at any rate, it bounced backwards about 10 yards, and he literally caught it at his ankles. Mm-hmm. So what was Franco's reasoning for that not being a play that would have counted?
I forget. There was something about it that he thought should not have been allowed under the rules.
Well, I will say this. Under today's NFL, if you watch the play, Jack Tatum, former Buckeye, absolutely levels Fugua, helmet to helmet. So
that definitely wouldn't be allowed today.
Yeah, so in today's play, even if he hadn't caught it, it would have been 1st and 10 on Raider 45 with about 1:15 left. So who knows what would have happened. But at any rate, the play kind of propelled Pittsburgh towards the world's champions that they became in the 70s.
And the tragic part about the timing is his jersey is getting retired this weekend. It's the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. Yeah. So it's just like, man.
Yeah. Really sucks. Great running back. In baseball news, we lost a great one, Tom Browning.
Okay.
Mr. Perfect, the Bulldog, Tom Browning, who pitched the perfect game against the LA Dodgers. And I believe he's the only guy to pitch a no-hitter, albeit a perfect game, against a team that went on to win the World Series that year.
Okay.
And I think the Dodgers won the World Series that year.
Cool.
Just a little interesting factoid.
Little interesting stuff.
Keeping on baseball news, man, the Mets, I guess they're all in this year.
They're spending enough money to fund a country's government in the next season. It's something like $400 or $500 million on payroll for next year.
They're getting up there with our defense spending to Ukraine right now.
Their luxury tax, I heard, is like $120 million. Their luxury tax.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that was your daddy's team.
Wow, and it's my team. I'm still a Mets fan, though I pull for the Nationals every now and then.
I mean, they got Correa. I guess they're going to put him on third, keep Lindor at shortstop.
Well, what the heck happened with his physical with the Giants that caused everyone to back off on that deal? They were getting ready to, power on all the microphones for the press conference, and all of a sudden that deal is off, and he's signing a deal with the Mets.
He may have gotten cold feet. The money may not have worked out. But at any rate, that's a huge pickup for the New York Mets.
Yeah, we'll still screw it up.
I saw Carlos Correa play when he was here at started up with the Astros. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they were affiliate with the Missions.
Yeah.
And I got to see him play, as well as when they were with the Padres, the Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of fun watching some of these guys that were in the minor leagues be professional all-stars in the majors. So we did the picks. I think I struggled this week. Guys, we always do our picks against the spread. I believe I went 1-2.
Yeah, there was only one game that I cared about.
And that was the
49ers going on the road to the Seahawks.
They covered.
They beat them. They beat them bad in their house.
But I think you went against Green Bay on the
I did.
game.
I did.
I think we all finished 1-2. Max,
yeah.
I'll have to go back and look. So we got this week. So I know people like to see who we got. That puts me now at 31-18. What I was thinking, I'm not to brag. But you will. But it's what I like to do. There's no way if you guys catch me, obviously. So once the playoffs starts, we'll wipe the slate clean and start a new round for that.
Okay. The thing that most pleased me this weekend was there was three major things for me in football this weekend. One was the collapse of the Cowboys. What the hell are you thinking, McCarthy and Moore? Third and whatever, and you're throwing it down the field. Just run out more clock, punt the damn ball, pin them inside the 10, and make them go the length of the field.
Yeah. Now, being a Cowboys fan, I've always said the most entertaining thing for me as a Cowboys watcher is the entertaining ways they figure out to lose every single week.
So, and the other thing I heard was, we had the Minnesota Vikings come back from the largest deficit in football ever.
Yeah.
33 points against Matt Ryan, who had the largest comeback against him in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. Matt Ryan, who also had the largest comeback against him in an AFC game. Matt Ryan, who also had the largest comeback against him in a game not played in the United States.
Well, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he'll be known for that.
Oh, he's going to be known for something.
But here's the thing, and I thought it was, explain this to me. Your team puts up 33 points, and you bench him. He's benched.
Cat?
Why? What did he do? He can't go out there and play defense. So they benched him for this week, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
And as much as I love Jeff Saturday, love to watch him, this is the reason why you don't promote a guy from the chair on the set of Get Up to the head coach's headset on the sidelines.
Okay, so you're gonna pin Jeff Saturday, the loss on him?
A little bit of it, yeah.
It was a collective effort.
Oh yeah, it was a collective failure.
But I don't think at this point it should cost him his job.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if Mike McCarthy gets to keep his job,
Oh, yeah. If the Cowboys don't make it to the conference championship game, I don't know if McCarthy keeps his job.
So how meaningful does this game become this week with Philadelphia for Philadelphia? They're in right now. Is it a matter of seeding? I'm a little confused. I thought they won the division. They're safe. But apparently
No, they're not. They haven't won the division. There is an outside chance if the Cowboys win out and the Eagles lose out, the Cowboys can still win the division. And I think also if the Eagles lose out and the Cowboys win or the 49ers win out, I think there's some aspect in there. This is a no-win game for the Eagles. It really doesn't matter for them. They're going to be trouncing out Gardner Minshew, it sounds like.
As well they should.
There is absolutely there is no way on earth you should put Hurts out there.
No, you should have the JV squad out there, and that's why I think the Cowboys win pretty handily, 27-10 or something.
I don't know. I don't think Minshew is that bad. I think Minshew is one of the best backups in the game.
And I'm not saying that, but they're going to rest a lot of guys. At this point, it's for the Eagles, it's just a matter of staying healthy.
I think that's part of that.
What's the line?
I don't think they're going to rest a lot of guys. I think they're going to rest Hurts, because if they're able to come in and win this game against the Cowboys, with Gardner Minshew and the Cowboys, I don't think that. Let me say it another way. I do not think the Cowboys lose. I think the Cowboys. If the Cowboys lose this game, the Cowboys lose this game. It's not the Eagles winning the game. The Cowboys are going to give it up, like they've been really good at the last couple of weeks.
They have been, but they'll win this, I believe.
Okay,
cover easily. The Eagles, they're in protect their talent mode now. That's the thing you said. Like you said, they don't want to get Hurts or one of their main guys hurt.
And Dallas is favored by 5.5.
Hey, and
they're at home.
That's right.
I would take the Eagles and the points in this game.
Okay, we'll do that one. I think it's a pretty resounding Cowboys win. Believe it or not.
I think that's true, but I think the Cowboys have a pretty good track record of just screwing the pooch.
They have a way of let's just say wetting the bed at inopportune times.
They should have lost 3 games in a row. They should have lost to the Colts. They should have lost to the Texans, and they did lose to the Jaguars.
They should have, but if my aunt had nuts, she would have been my uncle.
Oh, and then the other one from this weekend was the Commanders. Did you see the end of that game?
Commanders, talk about it.
So they're down 20-12. They're 3rd and goal or something like that. Receiver lines up on the line of scrimmage, points over to the referee, the line judge, and basically says, hey, am I good where I'm at? For my formation, am I good? Whether he's off the line or on the line, they do their hand signals, with the line judge to say, okay, I'm supposed to be off the line. I'm supposed to be on the line. Line judge basically says, yeah, you're fine. Ball gets snapped, immediate flag, immediate illegal formation for the guy who asked, am I good?
Well, first of all, the line judge should be fine because I believe that's not their responsibility.
But it's done to such an extent. Wide receivers and line judges know each other by their first names. It's not, hey ref, am I good? It's, hey Bill, how you doing? Am I okay?
Well, the Commanders have plenty of opportunities to win that. So,
and then
it comes down to that.
And then the next play. That is so bad pass interference. I thought the receiver was wearing that defenseman as underwear. He was so much in his shit.
Yeah.
And that was a bad no call.
It's so tough in today's NFL. I see plays where a guy gets grazed and a flag's coming out, and then I see guys getting mugged. It's so discretionary. I'm
okay with the no-call PI. I can be okay with the no-call PI. I have the bigger problem with the line judge and the wide receiver and that interaction.
Yeah.
Because that shouldn't have happened.
How about my Bengals coming back from a big deficit?
Your Bengals are looking good in the AFC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chiefs didn't look good against the Texans. The Bills had a fight on their hands in Orchard Park against the Dolphins. Your Bengals are looking like they're coming on again.
Yeah, I believe the Bengals went into the game with wild card and then left the game as the division champs.
Oh, I thought they were always going to win that division. A lot of things
fell into place. Well, Baltimore was hanging around and they lost to Baltimore.
Baltimore's a shell of themselves.
Yeah, they're toast.
So your Bengals are winning that division. I don't have an issue with that.
And Houston put up such a valiant effort, and then Davis Mills fumbles after the defense hangs tough, and
turned
the ball over. But they put up a good fight.
Yeah,
they put up a good fight to stay as a first round with the first round of the draft.
Yeah, so in the AFC we have the Bills at 11-3, the Chiefs at 11-3, the Bengals at 10-4. Bengals have an outside chance to win that bye.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening.
That'd be huge.
Absolutely.
Any other strange NFL doings that you want to talk about this?
Strange NFL doings.
I thought Green Bay played like I thought they would.
I so don't care about Aaron Rodgers.
Seattle lost.
Yeah, well, they lost to my guys. And Geno Smith, I think Geno Smith is coming back. I loved how Brock Purdy looked in that game. I loved more how he looked in that game than how he looked the game previous against the Buccaneers. He looked more staid. He looked more on target. He looked more like, somebody said it, and I'm going to say it, I don't quite believe it, more like Joe Montana. Had that kind of poise.
Oh, God help me.
That one play, it was the read.
Send your comments to Bob.
Yeah, it was the read. It was a pump fake. It was down the middle. I am really happy about where we are.
Well, let's not start circle jerking each other off yet.
Hey,
we got plenty of game.
All I'm worried about right now is the Eagles. I am not worried about the Cowboys.
No.
The Cowboys are fading into irrelevance again.
A lot of people were like, well, why didn't they play Hilton? Why didn't they put Hilton in? But, the guy's been removed. You can't just throw him out there now. I probably would have started Hilton, ran a few plays just as a decoy because they're all over CD Lamb. I mean, he's getting double covered. Had they brought Hilton in, and he's got a history of injury issues, but put him in as a decoy, hope he doesn't pull a hammy, and maybe that would have opened up some of the passing offense a little bit.
If I was Jerry Jones, I'd take away all of Kellen Moore's receivers, make him play with receivers who just graduated like Bernie High School, so he's forced to run. Jones said it, the road to the Super Bowl runs through Elliott. And what are they doing?
I don't think Elliott as much as
Pollard. No, that should be a run-first offense, run first. And it just...
I know. It's... In the church, we call them stiff-necked. They're obstinate. They just want to go against the grain and just run the football, man.
Well, you've seen the movie Moneyball, right?
Yeah.
The scene in Moneyball where he's telling Art Howe, and Art Howe's like, I'm going to start this guy. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, what do you mean I'm not? He's like, he's no longer on the team. That's what you need to do with McCarthy and Moore is take away their options.
It makes no sense.
It's just
whatsoever.
they're. Yeah.
Well, let's go on to our against the spread picks. As you all know, we do not here pick football teams. We pick against the spread football teams, which makes it incredibly difficult. If you've ever done an office pool and guys are just picking teams, even that's tough. But to do it against the spread is really tough.
Yeah, well, it's been a weird season against the spread. There's been a lot of weirdness.
What's going to get weirder now is teams start resting guys, a team jockey for, draft picks. So I always said this is the toughest time of the year to actually pick a football team, especially against the spread. But what we got?
Yeah, and then we have our 3 primetime games. Only one of these games really matters. So we have the Jaguars.
Figures, right?
Yeah, we have the Jaguars on the road going to the Jets. Jets are favored by 1.5.
I have watched this kid, Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh.
And still not impressed.
Actually, the line has been updated since Max sent our picks. The line is Jets by 2.5.
And that makes sense.
So
give me the Jets.
You the Jets?
Their defense will make for a very long afternoon for the young gun.
Max has the Jags, and I'm going to go with the Jags. I think the Jets are falling back. This is the last game with Zach Wilson, I think, where White's coming back from his broken ribs. But I like what the Jaguars have been doing. They hung 40 points on what we thought was one of the better defenses in football. We thought the Cowboy defense was good, and they hung 40 points on them.
Well, the NFL's starting to figure out the Cowboys now. They're watching Parsons line up, and they're just doing bubble screens to the opposite side.
Yeah.
And it's smart, establishing a run and following Micah Parsons around and throwing the ball, pitching the ball to the other side of the field. But yeah. I hate the Jets, but I'll take the Jets in this one.
Okay, so we have the Christmas Eve game. We have the Las Vegas Raiders on the road to the Steelers, who are going to have, I think, a very emotional game at home. Pittsburgh is favored by 2.5.
Will the real Las Vegas Raiders please stand up? Please stand up. I can't figure this team out, man. They look great, then they pull pull a rabbit out of their ass and they lose
Oh
one.
my God. The worst lateral in NFL history. It was almost like he was like, okay, I need to throw it backwards, and I need to throw it backwards to a guy named Jones. He just threw it to the wrong Jones.
And it was not a design play.
No, it was not. And then Chandler Jones stiff-armed Mac Jones into the center of the earth. That was just like, and Chandler Jones is a huge mountain of a man against Mac Jones, who's not a small dude.
Right.
Mac Jones looked like a kindergartner next to him. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, but I think Mac Jones still has that dad bod, so it would have been like pushing me.
Oh, man, that was neat. So, okay, so we have Raider. Yeah, the Raiders are doing some weird stuff, but they're getting 2.5 on the road.
Against
the Steelers. Steelers at home.
Emotional win. I love the running back for the Steelers. Our emotional game. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I would go with the Steelers as well, and Max has the Steelers in this game.
And what's the Steelers record right now?
6-8.
So Tomlin has never finished below 500. That's another.
Yep.
That's another thing that he's going to make sure he keeps intact.
Yeah.
Steelers win that game.
We'll see. We'll see on this one.
And an ugly. Oh my God, that's Saturday.
Saturday evening. It's Christmas Eve.
Lord, I think it's probably going to be like 0 degrees.
I think this is a game where possibly my TV gets turned to the Hallmark Channel, and I'm watching like Melissa Joan Hart in a Christmas movie.
I think I'm watching the Grinch That Stole Christmas, but yeah, Steelers win that one in an ugly 17-12 game. And
then in a game which at the beginning of the season we thought might be a good Monday night game, ESPN's gotten really the shaft on these Monday night games.
And we Prime, Amazon Prime too,
and Thursday night games. Last week's Seahawks 49ers was the first good game they've really had.
Yeah.
So we have the Chargers, the LA Chargers, on the road to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, who have had epic collapses. They're almost as good as the Ravens in this regard. Chargers are favored by 4.5 on the road against the Colts.
Chargers seem to be rounding a little bit into form. We're doing a quarterback change right now, which to me is always a sign of kind of desperation, especially when but I could see a quick hook if that doesn't work out. I think they're going back with, help me out here. Former Eagle quarterback.
Foles? Who's on their line? I don't even know what their depth chart looks like. Let me pull up their depth chart. Their QB, Chase Daniel? Chase Daniel is QB2 on their depth chart. Or are you talking on the Colts side?
Colts side.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
It's good radio here, man.
Yeah, this is really
radio.
This is really good radio
because I don't do my research before the show.
Yeah. Well, right now Nick Foles is starting,
yeah,
so I was right. Well, you said Philadelphia. Matt Ryan is QB2 and Sam Ehlinger is QB3 on the depth chart.
Okay. Oh God, this is a game where you flip a coin. The Chargers are trending, but I think the Colts. Man, just give me the Colts at home.
No, give me the Chargers. I'm gonna lay the points. The only way I think that the Colts cover is it ends up being an overtime game, or the Colts bolt out to a lead and the Chargers have to come back and.
I mean,
beat them in a comeback.
Dallas hung a lot of points on them, and Dallas I think has a better offense than San Diego. So, and they're playing at home.
You think Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert?
Overall offense.
Oh, okay.
Overall offense.
Okay.
No, I'd take that one-on-one trade like right now.
I take Caleb Williams over Dak Prescott right now.
But I'm just talking about the overall offensive capabilities. Now, whether they're managed right, it's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, to switch back to the Cowboys, all you Cowboys fans that are listening and watching, who think Dak Prescott is elite, please stop thinking that, because evidence is showing the contrary.
And if you think he is, put it in the comment section.
Yeah. He's not.
And then Max, who did he have in all this?
Max had, Max has the Chargers, so Max agrees with me.
Okay. Any exciting bowl games going on?
No.
I think Army and Baylor played.
No, Air Force and Baylor play today. But you asked me about exciting bowl games, and that's not one. There's only 2 bowl games that count, sir. Your boys, your Buckeyes are in one of them. The Michigan and TCU is in the other one. Every other bowl game don't matter.
Wonder if any prime timers are going to sit out any of the biggies.
Yes, they are. They're already declaring that. I've already seen the crawls. Guys are sitting out.
The big boy games, the 4 teams.
Oh no, not in the semis.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No. Nobody's sitting out for those, and which is my proof point to all my friends who think bowl season is fantastic and all these games matter and people care about them. I'm like, well, the players don't care, so why should I?
I haven't watched the freaking bowl game yet.
I mean, if Air Force was playing Baylor in my backyard, I'd close the curtains.
Let me ask you. I'm thinking about going to the Alamo Bowl, though. You want to go to that? Watch Texas, and we could just meander in there, grab some tickets on the fly.
I mean, I could probably watch my show. I would probably wear my show blacks and just sneak in the back. That's about as much money as I'd like to pay for those tickets.
No, I mean, you know what? We went and had some good seats. There's really not a bad seat. So if I do sit in the nosebleed, though, I like to sit on the end zone side.
Okay.
So you can watch the play. And it's kind of cool to watch the plays develop. Is that game on the 31st? Yeah.
We'll see what the tickets look like next week.
We'll see what happens. Well,
Normally I don't care about bowls. I really, really don't. Here's an interesting fact, a little trivia for you. Why was the Rose Bowl brought into existence?
Don't know.
The real reason it was an add-on to the parade. Had nothing to do with football.
Interesting.
It was kind of the West Coast looking at the Yale Bowl and going, we need an add-on to the parade to fill up some seats in Memorial Stadium or whatever stadium it was, and we're going to play a bowl game. 100-year anniversary of the Rose Bowl this year.
I'll be darned. Well, folks, if you stick around to the end on To The Max Sports, you're always going to learn something, I promise. That's about all I have today.
Okay.
I think we're going to be back to full strength next week.
Yep.
Max will be sitting here. I'll be sitting there.
Yep.
Until then, folks, please hit like, subscribe. We're on all the good stuff, Apple, Spotify, yeah.
Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy Hanukkah. Have a happy Festivus. Have a happy Kwanzaa. Whatever your denomination of choice is, have a happy one of those.
Whatever you're doing, be happy. Until then, OH.
See ya.
Go.